my pieces all cut out. Bailey traced out my cake pans and we just organized how we're doing this. Adyson, of course, wants a cake just like Bunny, which we have not done yet for her. So I've got a round cake pan, rectangular cake pan. You can see here we've drawn in the head. We've got some ears traced out here on either side. This here will be the body, little bit of modification down here. We're gonna cut arms out of here, and then we've got feet traced out, one here, one there. I've got my cakes prepared, which I did ahead of time so that they're all ready. I have chocolate icing sitting in the fridge waiting to decorate my bunny cutout cake. The next step is to trim the tops off of these cakes and start cutting out the pieces. So this is a basic thing that you can do with any type of animal or whatever that it is that you might be wanting to make. So you can go ahead, trace it out. This is a lot bigger than Addie's little bunny. Maybe she can show us her bunny later on so that you can see what this is supposed to look like. And so I've also kept my pieces separate. I have these pieces here for its body. I have these pieces here for arms and head. So this is the 9-inch round. This is the 9x13. Cakes are leveled out as much as possible. I could go a little bit more. I'm saving the extra pieces, don't hesitate to do that, in case I need to wedge up, because it looks like my 9-inch round is a little thinner than my 9x13. And so hold on to those extra pieces. You might need them to kind of wedge underneath in order to get everything to sit up at about the same height and nice and level. So next step is to lay these little pieces on, these pattern pieces, and start cutting out our bunny. Those are all of my pieces. One little tip, I'm just using a regular little paring knife. You can use a serrated knife if you want to. This cake is a little bit crummy. If you're concerned about crumbs, make a recipe that is like a low crumb cake. Use cake flour. There's different things that you can do. But for this one, I just used regular flour. I didn't realize I had cake flour until after I was done making it. But make sure that you keep your knife straight up and down. If you angle at all, you will end up cutting on a funny angle and you'll end up having to use a lot of icing or things like that to try and patch it up. The one thing I haven't done is put together something for this to sit on because I wasn't totally sure how big it is. So I'm going to figure out how big it is and then find something to put it on. It may just be the bottom of a cookie sheet wrapped in aluminum foil. That has done the trick before. I do have a big plate, but I don't think it's going to fit on that. Or else I might just go out to the garage and find myself a board to put it on and coat that in aluminum foil. It doesn't have to be fancy. Kids are really easy to please, and this is supposed to be a fun experience of making it. So I just want to challenge you, as someone who isn't professionally trained or anything. I'm sure if any of you are professional, you're probably watching me and going, oh my gosh, what is she doing? This is what has worked for me. My oldest is 22 years old and I've never had a cake that has disappointed a kid. We do store-bought cakes, but this year she specifically requested one that looks like her favorite special bunny, and that's what I'm trying to create for her here. As you can see, I adjusted a little bit, making sure that everything fits together. I needed to figure out the arms once everything else was cut out. I also shortened the legs because they were looking a little bit funny. So here's our bunny and an idea of what it will look like. I just have to check with Adyson and see what she thinks.
Yeah.
That's what you were thinking?
Looks like bunny. It is bunny.
The board we have is just a shelf out of a cabinet of some sort that Bailey went and found in the garage. Covered it with aluminum foil, laid the bunny on it. I finally got my icing back to room temperature. I had put it in the fridge and this all took a lot longer than I had planned on, and so it got a little stiff, so I beat it until it was soft again. We're still debating exactly what parts of this bunny are going to be smooth and what parts are going to have a star tip used on it. And so I'm going to start with filling the bag. I think Bailey's got that underhand already. And I'm going to smooth some icing on it. I did smooth out some of the bumps, trimmed a little bit off of the feet in order to make them a little more even, but the icing will hide any other little flaws that are going on there. with him. That's all that matters. I don't think that he looks like what I thought I was gonna end up with. But isn't that the way of making art? I think he looks a little bit like a puppy. What do you think?
That kind of.
Addie says no. He looks like a bunny. I got the hug of death, so I have Addison's approval. Decorated, house is decorated, and we're all ready for Addie's birthday. If you're interested to see what her birthday turns out like, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and make sure to come back for the next vlog because it will be all about her birthday.